Welcome to another episode of Java with Jonah, where caffeine meets common sense in the land of Nineveh, aka America. I established in the first video on reparations to African Americans how off the charts unconscionable slavery was and how it majorly passed through generations, leaving scores of blacks stuck in transgenerational poverty loops, both in our inner cities and in rural America. Meanwhile, a significant portion of whites have been on upward socioeconomic tracks since, the beginning of the country. So what needs to happen? A tax needs to be established to generate payouts to African Americans, just like we did in regard to those forced into World War II Japanese internment camps. This money, for instance, could help some poor African Americans make a down payment on a house to start to establish equity, often for the first time. Some blacks, nonetheless, will still be trapped in decaying cities, so what do we do about that? We take more of the money from that tax fund and mobilize a version of the Marshall Plan to majorly revitalize these cities. We then create incentives to inspire some more well-off white and black and Asian and Hispanic suburbanites to move back into the cities to live side by side in solidarity. Creating way more mentoring programs, tutoring programs, and an absolute cadre of other outreach programs in order to systemically change this. Our family did this intentionally, moving to a hardscrabble area of Cleveland to do outreach work. We saw the struggles, the desperation of these African American adults and children. And to think most of this is anything other than being disadvantaged from birth over generations is pure unadulterated rationalization. In fact, it is the sophisticated rationalization of more well-off educated people who have been advantaged since birth over a span of upwardly mobile generations. Incidentally, the word rationalization in this case can be abbreviated to rational lies. And we know who the father of lies is, don't we? Hint, it's not God. And I'll tell you, all this is not going to be lost on God at judgment.